Okay, we're good. We started up whenever.
Yeah. Whoops. Put the cord right in the middle of me.
That's what I was planning on doing. Just throw you off a little bit.
Always throw me off. We gotta eat some pizza first, though, too. I'm starving.
Dude, I can't do the pizza.
Can't do the pizza?
Not till after. I was like swishing my tongue around all the time. Last podcast? Yeah, I was doing some weird
Cleaning
shit.
their teeth out.
Yeah, but I mean, they were fucking squeaky
Would you
clean.
put some more 7-Up lemonade in this bitch for me? I'm in the middle. Pour a little Monster in that thing, get me jacked up.
Wait, lemonade?
Yeah. I can't guarantee that today.
We'll play it really loud for you, Deb.
I mean, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, she said the only rules is no porn over here.
No porn over here.
Alright, boys ready? Ryan, you want to start this off, or
How's our thing going?
we're winging it even more? You didn't even put anything
No,
down on
that's
here.
fine because I haven't got a chance to. But new bets, yeah. I'm gonna go off on how college football sucks right now, and if you're gonna do it, be smart about.
Game day.
Cool. All right.
You guys are taking this to a new level.
Oh, bro. We had 35 minutes, or what did we go? Like almost an hour last time.
Yeah, it was about an hour. And then I would want to
We
keep
gotta
on
be a
going.
little bit, yeah.
And you were like, I gotta go. I'm getting cotton mouth. I gotta get something to drink.
That was you. Well, I had to drink, but you had to get to work. You told me, don't even try to start that on me. That was you. You're like, bro, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go work. I'm like, I'm my own boss.
I said that after the fact. I was
Sure
like,
you did.
yeah, okay. I'll being agreeable.
Yeah, so, all right, welcome to VIP, very important parlay at Village Inn Pizza. Let's do a little episode 2. Last week, recap. NCAA, I went 5-20. I had one of my worst weeks ever. I was down about $250, but I was able to dig my way out of a hole after that. Beeful, did you hit any of your bets last week? Oh, he's pulling them out.
All right, I'm just gonna name them off right here. Dude, that one save that one for last. Oregon Ducks, UCLA. Oregon negative 3.5 loss. Clemson Tigers, Pitt. Clemson negative 3.5 loss. That's parlay. Wisconsin Badgers, Purdue Boilermakers negative 3.5 lost. Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. I was going for the money line on that, like I usually do. Lost. Still on the shit list. Atlanta Falcons, Miami Dolphins. So this was a special bet I did. I was looking at your bets that you put, but I did Atlanta Falcons negative 2.5.
That was a push. Oh, you got 2.5.
Lost.
By 2.
Carolina Panthers and New York Giants negative 3.5. You really convinced me on like the Giants are banged up. Lost.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I couldn't believe how bad the Giants beat the Panthers, though.
Oh man.
27-3. It was a complete Sam Darnold.
They didn't look banged up.
Sam Darnold looked like Sam Darnold from the Jets. It was horrible. They did not look good at all.
And last but not least, Montana State let me down first time this year.
What's new?
23.5.
What's new?
And the only fucking team that hit, the only team, Montana Grizzlies over Idaho Vandals.
That's what you get. That's what you get.
That's rough.
Did you make? You didn't make any.
I didn't get any bets
Bo didn't
last
get any
week.
bets. So guys, this is Bo. Introduce yourself, Bo. Where you're from?
From Montana Tech.
There we go. The
Oregoners.
How about those boys from Butte? New bets. All right, so we're gonna go over our bets this week. I didn't do any last night's game, but if anyone gives Aaron Rodgers almost 7 points, I think you're insane. That guy, or even if there's 28 seconds left on the clock, you're insane. That dude can play the game. He's on an MVP right now between him. I think he has on part of the MVP race.
Aaron Rodgers going for the
Oh my goodness! He's just
Let's see what the
slicing.
future is on that. What the
Bet
money.
line is.
Bet line is.
I think Aaron Rodgers. The only other quarterback that's like beating a lot of these people that's an underdog is Derek Carr right now. Derek Carr's gotten like the best completion rating right now, the best the most yards, blah blah blah. But no, I think Aaron Rodgers has been playing out of his mind. And he had no receivers last night. He had no Devontae Adams. He didn't have Lazard. He had no one except like backup and first time
Randall Cobb.
Cobb, which he forced the Packers to even get Cobb again to bring him back to Green Bay. But other than that, he had a couple rookies that were playing and they balled out too. And then they just controlled the clock. Tonight's games you have for college football is Navy versus Tulsa. Navy last week against Cincinnati. I took Cincinnati on that, thinking like, I don't even know what I did. I had 3 bets that against anyone who runs a triple option. Kansas ran triple option, Army ran triple option, and Navy ran triple option, and all 3 of them held because you just don't have as many possessions.
You didn't bet San Diego State against Air Force?
I didn't. Did I say I did?
No, you didn't.
I think no, I didn't.
You didn't, but triple option.
But no. What I was saying is I bet against the triple option in 3 bets and lost all 3 of them, thinking that the other teams were going to score a lot of points against them.
Yeah.
But it was like Navy held on to that ball for almost over half the game, and Cincinnati still beat them. My big bet last week, though, that was really big, was Wake Forest. I had them at -3, and they won 70-56. The over was 60 points, and they scored 120 points.
Who were they playing? Wake Forest.
Army.
Oh, okay, that was the Army game.
70-56. They couldn't. Anytime Army got the ball, they went down and marched and scored. And then Cincinnati's would be like 2 plays, and they would throw a deep bomb, and it was a touchdown. It was insane. 70-56. And then Thursday Night Football, we watched that one. Cardinals kind of got exposed. Same thing happened to them as like everybody else, though. They controlled the clock. Like, don't let that offense get on the field, and then get ahead of them, and then they had to play catch up. So.
Yeah,
Did you watch it?
Yeah, it was like at the very end of the game. I would say, Cardinals definitely lost that for them. Like they
just
had
JJ Watt might be
miscommunication
out
on
for the rest of the season
one last
too.
play. But I mean, they had a very good chance at winning that game. It was just a miscommunication on one play.
Yeah, true. Right. They were in an opportunity, but still, Packers plus 6.5 would have covered.
Both good teams.
Yeah, I think that's kind of a preview of the NFC Championship. If I were to bet right now, I think Cardinals versus Packers might be the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
On the NFC side.
Pack's got, what, 1 loss right now?
1 loss.
Yeah.
And that was like week 1. I think that's their very
bad
first
team.
Yeah, the very first game of the year, and then they haven't lost since.
Yeah.
And everyone like, oh, the Packers are down and out, and then Aaron Rodgers, which his hair is just disgustingly hanging out of his helmet, which I love.
Is that why you put up your hair today?
I put my hair up today because I took a shower last night, and we had to be at the dentist at 7 a.m. this morning, so I didn't get to take a shower, and my hair looked pretty wild. So.
Okay, Aaron Rodgers had nothing to do with it?
No.
Okay.
I didn't get a bet last night, so. And then Saturday's games, we have some of the ones. So this is what I'm doing for college football. I'm limiting myself. What I found out lately, anyone who has a home field game, it doesn't matter if you're the underdog or the favorite. Home teams have been like slicing the board apart. And I'm also limiting myself to a couple of games this week. So one of my favorites right now is Baylor -2.5 versus Texas. Baylor's defense is freakish. Baylor hired. Remember when the LSU won the national championship?
With Coach O?
Yes.
Yeah, 2 years
with
ago.
Jordan Burrow.
Yeah.
They hired David Arnara, which was their DC, because Carolina hired Matt Rule from Baylor, and now he's there, and they've been rolling it. I think LSU might hire this guy as their head coach too. He's had good success.
Wait, just to recap that, this is the Baylor's head coach?
So Baylor's had DC when they won the national championship.
Okay, yeah.
Is now Baylor's new head coach.
Okay,
And
gotcha.
at his time at Baylor, they've been doing pretty successful. Now, remember, Baylor kind of went down in a shithole with Art Briles, and then Matt Rule was digging him out, but then the Carolina Panthers snagged him, and then,
Baylor had that scandal going on.
That was during Art Briles' time, and then now they're kind of back in the game. So that was one.
Yeah.
Pitt versus Miami. I think Miami's cashed out. It's supposed to be cold and rainy, and Pitt just destroyed Clemson last week. I think you went with Clemson with the pick last. No, this week you're going with Clemson.
No, it was last week.
Yeah, no. Pitt looks good. Their quarterback's a freak. Pickett. And then, so I'm going Pitt -9.5. And then University of Michigan versus MSU. I won't ever root for a team with MSU, so I'm going University of Michigan.
I'm the exact opposite, actually.
You would go for MSU. You see the letters MSU and you get a hard on. It's like a guarantee. I got a bet on them. Oh, MSU.
Every time.
U of M, state schools, take it. And then Kentucky +1 versus Mississippi State. Kentucky's they're a 1-point favor. Mike Leach, I love, one of my favorite quarterbacks, hates candy corn. So this is on, the closest day to Halloween. I think he gets a payback, or the Halloween gods help us, and Kentucky beats them. But Kentucky's ranked 12th. They beat Florida. They hung in with Georgia in the first half. Second half, they looked like garbage.
Wait, where's Mike Leach at?
Mississippi State.
Okay, you went from Washington State over to Mississippi
Yep.
State.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then Buffalo -13.5. They get their starting running back versus Bowling Green. And then UTEP is an 11-point dog, and they're 6-1 and they're playing against. God, I can't remember. I think it's Tulane. I'm surprised it's 11-point dog. But then for overs, Wake versus Duke, Cincy versus Tulane. Those were both my overs. So those were my best for college on Saturday.
Yeah, good bets. Bo, do you want to go at all?
Bo has his NFL one, so if you want to do your college ones, or do you have
No,
college?
go ahead with
Do your
go ahead,
college
Ryan.
ones, and then he can do his.
Okay, so Ryan and I were texting a little bit last night. Ryan's just dogging my bets, just bad energy. It's bullshit, but I think they're going to hit. And I don't care what Ryan says. Iowa, money line, parlayed with Virginia Tech. I think those are going to hit. Don't know fucking why. I'm just going to take them. They actually looked like pretty close spreads on them. TCU money line, I bet on them earlier this season. They didn't hit. Going to do money line as well as a Purdue money line. Parlay both of those. And last but not least, we're going to do point spreads. Boston College plus 6.5. And then Florida Gators plus 14.5 against Georgia. That's going to be parlayed as well for a grand total of $155 in my pocket.
They're actually talking a lot. I've read a lot of people talk about the Florida Gators plus 14.5. I just don't. I mean, Florida let LSU run like 282 yards against them last week.
Yeah.
But then you look at the last previous games of Florida versus Georgia. Florida scoring 38 and 35 points in the first half in both those games.
No,
so it's
Georgia's
like,
looking insane right now.
I don't even know who you're going to get. So I think Florida, if
only
you look
scored
at
10
another
points?
line, is their first half is a +8. I think they can keep it tight in the first half, but I think in the second half, Georgia walks away with it.
By how much?
More than 14? I think so. I think it's by 28 points. I don't think Florida's as good as they are, and they're on a downfall. But that's just me. That's just me. I think Florida in the first half is a good pick.
Yeah, no, the good
That'd be
thing.
a better play.
In my mind,
Yeah.
I think in the first half in these SEC games, you see like everyone's close and tight, but then that's the separation, and that's where I did good. Like I bet Kentucky versus Georgia. I every time Georgia plays someone, I've been playing the spread of the dog in the first half, and it hits, but in the second half, it does not. Like Arkansas was the only one that I didn't hit on the first half. It was like 28-0 in the first half, or 21-0 against Arkansas, and then it was just 49-0 at the end of the game. So
Yeah.
that one never carried. So
Well, the good thing about this one is only $33. If I lose this one, $120, which I'm not going to lose. but
Iowa versus
$120, that's
Wisconsin.
all right.
One, it's Iowa versus Wisconsin this week. I think that's one of the most boring games you'll ever watch. That'll be one of the fastest games. They're going to be nothing but runs going on the whole game. Both teams barely pass.
Yeah,
You'll see
Wisconsin
probably
was
7 tight ends
Wisconsin
in
was
the
the
game.
favorite in it too, weren't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, Iowa's
And
good.
Iowa's 9.
plus 3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, this is my thing though. The home teams lately have been just rolling some of these guys. Other than Penn State losing to Illinois, but like some of these home games, and I think that's what's so hard about betting college is home field advantage is like a real thing. There is no such thing as home field advantage in the NFL. Like last night, the amount of Packer fans that were at the Cardinal game still.
Oh, that yeah.
I mean, you can buy those tickets up.
that
It's
dude
not-
could have done the Lambeau Leap. Which you did the
You
pick
go to
at the
Vegas.
end,
You go to the
he
Vegas
could've done
Raiders.
that,
It's
yeah.
like, and this is the same thing with the Vegas Knights. Anytime a team is hosted there, they have a lot of fans that visit there because they're like, oh hey, you want to go to Vegas? You know,
Cheap to fly to Vegas.
cheap to fly to Vegas. Alex Singleton plays for Philadelphia. He had to get 70 tickets for the Raiders games for his family members or whatever it was. It was like some outrageous number that he had to get for tickets because all his buddies from California drove to Vegas to watch him play. So, yeah, it's a hot spot. Arizona. We've been to games in Arizona. A lot. Remember Pitt? How many people were there to watch Pittsburgh play against Arizona? The Coyotes.
Yep.
So that was one on that one too. So now to our NFL picks.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do NFL here. Yep. Which I'm going right
Oh,
after you guys.
here's some of our highlighted games. SMU versus Houston. Both teams are like 7-1, 6-1. This is a big game right here. I think Houston wins. Texas Baylor, we talked that one. Penn State versus Ohio State. Penn State's game is so hard. It was so rainy, but Ohio State's the 18-point dog or 18-point favorite. Everyone thinks Ohio State's like back. If they go out and win the Big Ten, that they'll make the playoffs. I think Penn State looks a lot better than they do last week. And then Ole Miss versus Auburn. Ole Miss is banged up. Auburn at home, I take that.
Yeah, be on the lookout for one game too coming.
There's
up.
got to
It's
be
in
an
2 weeks.
upset somewhere.
In 2 weeks, or maybe 3 weeks. November 20th, same weekend as Cat Grizz Week. It's SMU versus Cincy. Both teams are undefeated. We said last week on the pod that
Could be a.
SMU had one loss, but they don't.
They don't. They're undefeated.
undefeated. Yeah.
Sonny Dykes is their head coach, so they're nice.
If SMU goes undefeated and they beat Cincy, do they get a playoff spot?
No.
They don't get a playoff spot?
No.
Beating Cincy, number 2 team.
No.
When they're the number 2 team.
No, it wouldn't catapult SMU. It would just strengthen the Power 5 programs, in my opinion. I think Ohio State or like a one-loss Alabama would get over an undefeated SMU. I don't think that happens to Cincy. I think if Cincy stays undefeated the whole season, their strength of schedule, some of the wins that them beating on Notre Dame and stuff like that, helps them stay in this playoff game. But other than that, I don't think so. SMU won't make it.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be interesting to see that. It's like Boise State. When was that? Like in 2007? I mean, they went undefeated that year.
That was before the playoff system. Though.
Yeah, and they made a big bowl, which is if you can make a big bowl, that's a real thing. And if Cincy, this is the thing though, Cincy could get bounced by Ohio State if Ohio State walks through the Big Ten from right now. From here on out, Alabama or whoever wins the SEC, could I don't see Georgia losing, but someone could slide in from there. And then
even if Georgia does lose in the ACC championship, I think they still have
Georgia's
a
in the SEC.
Or SEC championship.
Yeah.
SEC
If Georgia
championship,
loses in
I
the
think
SEC
they have a
championship, they're
spot.
still in. Yeah, for sure. All right, you ready for the NFL?
Let's roll it. I don't have any. I'm going off your guys' this week.
Bo will roll on the NFL Sunday today. He'll start it off.
All right,
for us.
I'll start it off. Some interesting lines. Kind of like the Colts early. Their line, when it first opened,
What's a +1?
1.5.
+1.5.
Plus 1.5. Now they're -2.5. So it kind of makes me lean Titans. Titans have been looking good. I know Ryan's gonna try to convince me on that one.
I actually had Titans. I had Titans +2.5. I
Yeah.
think Titans' run game looks unreal right now.
Yeah. Well, you got number one run defense.
Yeah.
Colts against Derrick Henry. So
Play action pass looked really
Yeah.
good. Tannehill
So-
looked good against the. But once again, we're comparing this against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs' defense is like blindfolded out there the whole time. So I don't know what's going on.
So, that'll be a good game.
I just take Wentz is gonna choke on it again.
Well, Wentz is a little healthier now than when they played the first time.
True.
So.
Big conference game. Big conference game. So whoever wins
Colts
this,
need it.
Colts need it. If Colts
Colts
win
need
this, this is big for them. This is almost like if they win this, they have a chance to like win their conference and make have a home field advantage. So
I was just listening to another podcast. It said the Joes are on the Titans and the pros are on the Colts. So
what are we? Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out.
How do you hate on the Titans for what they do so far?
Yeah.
I don't know. Go ahead.
The other line that moved quite a bit that kind of caught my interest was the Cowboys.
Versus Vikings.
Cowboys were a 1.5 point favorite. Now they're
A dog.
3.5 point dog.
They say Dak might not play.
Yeah,
Those
that's probably
changed
the
up
big
a
one.
week.
Well, Dak, they opened up as Cowboys as a favorite, but over the week, everyone's been talking about how Dak might not play this week because it's really it won't hurt their playoff contentions. And their conference is almost a lockdown right now, so that they're saying that that's why you're seeing this line changes, because they're saying that if Dak plays, Dallas +3 or +2.5 is a sweet pick, or a +3.5. Sees what this line does by Saturday or whatever. So way to play the lines though. Way to watch that. What are you going with then?
I think I'm going to go Cowboys. So here's my 3-team parlay. It's going to be Cowboys +3.5, Saints +4.5, and I think I'm going to go Patriots +4.5. That's going to be one of my parlays, and then we're going to listen to some more feedback from you guys. I got a really bad parlay that
That hopes that pays out.
Yeah.
You went all underdogs?
All underdogs. Yeah, Jags plus 3.5. Texans, I'm considering playing plus 15.5. And Washington football team plus 3.5. All dogs.
I like your Washington pick. So I'll play off your New Orleans Saints one because that's a big one too.
Yeah.
Versus Tampa Bay, Super Bowl Tom Brady and the team.
Mm-hmm.
Antonio Brown is out. New Orleans defense is pretty legit.
Yeah.
Lattimore basically shut down Metcalf. Metcalf had 2 catches in that Seattle game the whole time. And Mike Evans against Metcalf is Mike Evans, whenever he plays against Lattimore, the corner for the Saints, he's averaging 2 catches a game or 1 catch a game. He hasn't had a good game. So, and it's on Sunday night, Halloween in New Orleans. Some voodoo magic going to be happening for the Saints and Jameis Winston. I actually like the Saints plus 4.5 on that one too. I think that's a good pick. But then once again, Tom Brady is going to make us all look like dipshits at times. So.
I know.
And you never know.
He's so good at that. So
4 passing touchdowns in the first half last week. So
yeah,
scares you. But you just each week when you're playing a better team, I just don't think. I think the Saints are, and it's in the dome. It's Kamara. It's not a raining situation.
I think Saints defense is going to dial some stuff up and put some pressure on Brady.
I do too.
Yeah. Shout out to Travis Johnson playing for the Bucs too. Got to see if he's
on the
moving
practice
up.
squad.
Well, he might be moving up.
Oh,
I'm going to be looking into that. So, anyways,
Let us
from
know.
Montana, Travis Johnson, MSU.
I liked your Jags versus Seattle. Geno Smith is garbage. Russell Wilson's out 1 more week. Plus, then they go into their bye week. They're in a must-win situation after the Saints game and that. But I think the Jaguars look a lot better than what they have been. So I was kind of a toss-up game. I don't think Seattle – I think Jaguars can beat Seattle.
Yeah.
I think it's possible. So
And a 3.5-point dog.
And I think, if you even bet Jags 3.5 or a money line in that scenario, you might be able to – it might happen and it'd be a good pay. You didn't do the Jets, did you? This is the 1 week you text me on Sunday morning, what do you think about the Jets plus 6.5? I go, I hate the – did I say I hate the Jets? Or something? I said something like I would never bet the Jets or something like that. And thank God I didn't because the Patriots completely mollywopped their asses. It was 54-10 at one point. So I'm going Bengals minus 10 versus the Jets. I think the Bengals looked amazing against the Ravens. Joe Burrow and those guys. I think they're going to put up points. I just don't think the Jets have anyone on offense to score. Name their starting receivers, their starting running back. They're not that good. And then I went Washington plus 3 versus Denver. I think Heineke and Washington football team, they've actually, their record's 2-4, but all their 4 losses are within 3 points or something like that. They got rolled one time I think this year, but they've been playing pretty good. And I can't stand the Denver Donkeys. You don't know what you're going to get out of Bridgewater. Melvin Gordon looks like trash lately, but Jamal Williams behind him has been playing really well. And Denver got it. The Raiders swamped on Denver. The Raiders swamped on the Eagles too. And the Raiders aren't playing this week, so bye. Or I would have bet them too. So, do you have any NFL games that you want?
No, I'm playing your guys' actually.
And then Monday Night Football, Giants versus Chiefs. Did you have any other ones you want?
No, I'm good.
And then Monday Night Football, Giants versus Chiefs. I'm speechless of what the Chiefs look like right now.
How did they come up with this game though? Preseason, before the schedule was made, Giants and Chiefs, were they really predicting that this was going to be
a
good game?
Oh no. I don't know, because how do Monday Night Football games get picked?
I think they try to match up
good matchups and put it on it.
But
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought everyone thought the Chiefs were going to be better. Did everyone think the Giants would be a little bit better?
I don't see that, but yeah.
A little bit.
they're playing
but Barkley's been. They're just plagued by injuries. It's just. But then they go and beat on the Panthers and lead them 27-3 with an injured team.
Yeah, that's true. Just last week.
I don't know. That was interesting. Anyone on for the Chiefs right now? If the Chiefs defense is garbage.
Yeah, they're horrible.
Horrible. So I don't know. I mean, they might as well just start all out blitzing and just man cover because that's what they give up anyway. So make your decisions there. But I'm not sure what I want to go with that one yet. Chiefs at home, probably Mahomes and his brother doing all their TikTok dances and stuff like that. It just there's so much distractions going on.
I wonder what happened. I thought Chiefs were going to win. I thought they were going to do
Be a
really
Super Bowl
good.
team
Yeah,
this
Super
year?
Bowl contender because, I mean, Mahomes losing the Super Bowl last year, coming out with fire. Like, I thought they were going to be a completely different team, but it seems like they just went backwards. I'm not totally sure about the offseason changes or anything like that, but
Supposedly
it's
they
a completely
improved their
different
O-line this year and they didn't really do much for it.
No, well,
And if you-
their defense is garbage. And so, the problem is I think you see these fast-paced offenses that, they go 3 and out. That defense is on the field all game long. And it hurts you.
We watched it last night with the Packers doing the same thing to Arizona. You're watching these fast-paced offenses be controlled by the other team holding on the ball as much as possible. And if you can't stop the run, they're going to run it until you basically stop them. And I think the Chiefs, that's also when you play this general manager game and you're, the salary cap and understanding how to balance that. And I think the Chiefs, after having so much success back-to-back years, they just couldn't pay some people, and they tried to keep a lot of these offensive weapons and thought their defense could just hang on, but they haven't.
Do you think Tampa Bay exposed them to the Super Bowl last year? You think a lot of teams are...
Well, and you look at Tom
defenses are
Brady,
adapting
Patrick
to that?
Mahomes, if anyone's going to beat Aaron Rodgers and any of those guys, it has to start with the D-line. If the D-line can or the defense disrupting the passing game, like when Tom Brady lost... to the Rams. Look at what the Rams did. I mean, they had like 4 or 5 sacks that game. So anytime you can put pressure on the QB to where you have to rush those guys to throw the ball, you have chances. But that's the only way you're going to beat some of these teams. Like the Chiefs playing against the Titans last week, the Titans sacked them 6 times. They had like 3 turnovers. They just said, we're going to full-on fledged blitz you and just hopefully we get there before you throw the ball. And that's what they did, and they hit them up quite a bit. So. Our November Madness, introduce what that is.
All right, so November Madness, we got a high school bracket going. Not a fixed bracket, just learned that the other night. They reseed after every round, but high school football AA here in Montana. And
Class A, Class B, Class C all starts this week too.
Yeah, we got first round. I got AA. I didn't do class
A or B.
A or B yet. I'll
That's
get
all right.
those in tonight though. But
Work on them, yeah. Bigger brackets though, and Bo can tell you that. In the bigger brackets, they seed you. Well, now in Class B, it's only 2 divisions, right?
I think so.
So then they seed. So it's changed over the years since when we played. Because when you play, there used to be 7 districts in it, all the way to 7B, and then like 2 teams came, and then every year the wild card would just rotate to who got to have the wild card. But now they've divided it to 2 divisions. AA is into 2 divisions. Class
So-
A is into 2 divisions too, or something
it
like
wasn't
that.
fixed bracket at one point then.
Well, it
The
was
whole way, or they
at one
reseeded?
point early on in our careers. Yes, it was.
Yeah,
But not now. Now they reseed it. 2 of the top seeds from both sides get buys, and then they walk in on it.
Yeah.
And in Class B, I don't think there's any teams that get buys. The number 1 seed plays the number 4 seed on the other side.
I have to bitch about that for 1 second, one rant about it, how Butte is higher seeded than Helena High. Butte's 6-3. Helena
With
High's
only
7-2.
with only 2 conference losses.
Okay, that's right. It's on the.
It's all on the
West.
conference. Remember, I was
All the
explaining this. So, Helena High lost to Butte, but Butte beat Helena High lost to Butte. Capital beat Butte.
Yep.
Helena High beat Capital. Capital High beat Butte. So it's
Yeah.
like this 3-way tie. So Butte ended up being on the dog on that one, and then Butte only had like 1 conference or 2 conference losses. The third one you're thinking is a non-conference loss that does not affect their playoff seed.
Yeah.
So
okay.
if you lose early in the season when they do their non-conference games, it's not an effect towards you.
Their only conference loss was Capital
And Sentinel.
and Sentinel.
Sentinel's the number 1
Okay,
team.
so they lost 2. They have 2 conference losses.
Yes.
That's Helena High has 2 conference
But the
losses.
tiebreaker falls into Butte's hands.
How does
Because
that?
Butte beat them
Oh, because Butte
Head-to-head.
beat them.
Yeah.
head to head.
Oh man, I wish they would just go off.
Now,
record
if those
at
2
that
hadn't
point,
played
but-
each other, it might have been a different scenario.
But
But
have a
Yeah.
tiebreaker.
yeah, but that's how
Yeah.
the tiebreaker works. AA football. Do you want to tell your picks real quick?
Oh yeah, here, I'll go through my scores. I did the whole bracket on this fixed bracket, but we're just gonna do round 1. So Capital versus CMR.
At
It's
CMR.
In CMR. Capital 28 and CMR 20. 8-point spread. Helena High is playing at home, of course, 7-2, and they're playing Gallatin. They're a new high school from Bozeman. Last year was their first year. 31-7. And then Billings Senior is playing in Glacier. Matt Upham's coaching for Glacier.
Defensive coordinator, yep.
Yeah, defensive coordinator, so shout out Matt Upham. Taking Glacier 21-14 on that. And then last but not least, Big Sky is playing Great Falls in Great Falls. Big Sky is the least strong team in the playoffs right now. I'm taking Great Falls 28-7 on that one.
I kind of get sick of the AA though. We have 14 teams and we let 12 teams into the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're the two shittiest teams, you don't get to play in it. And we're taking 6. Back in the day, you only got to take like 8. We only got to, like it was a lot harder. Like 1 would play 8, 2 played 7, 3 played 6, and 5 and 4 played each other. Now it's like, I don't know. The first round's almost, in my opinion, the only one I see having an upset is Capital over CMR, but I think every other home team wins. High seed team wins. I think it's a waste of time in the first round playoffs of this. It tends to be a complete blowout.
Yeah, because this is the year they're implementing a whole additional round, right?
They did it last year where everybody made the playoffs. Everybody made the playoffs except one team, I think.
So what were how do they do it different? They did 4 rounds, so there's 2 new teams that came just this year. In high school.
Not 2. Belgrade and Gallatin both came into the AA.
Okay, last year, but everybody still made it. So
Yeah.
They didn't do like the.
So Belgrade played
Rise.
Helena High last year in the first round, and Helena High beat them like 63-0 in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Jefferson High, I had the same picks as you. We went score on that just because of how close the game is. But Jefferson High plays Red Lodge Saturday. They left for. See, a lot of you people don't know in Montana, like bus trips is long. Like Billings to Glacier, that's a long trip. They left yesterday, and JHS left this morning to get to Red Lodge, which is like a 5.5-hour ride, 6 hours. But out with their starting quarterback, Braden Morris broke his leg against Townsend in the last play of the game. Did you watch that?
I watched some of it. They played up top.
It was 7-7 with like 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they throw the ball and the guy catches it and scores a touchdown to win 13-7. Townsend beat Jefferson last week. But as the play went down, their starting safety and starting quarterback broke his ankle.
Oh, shit. Last play of the game?
Last play of the game.
That's the most
to lose the game
freak
and lose
injuries.
your starting quarterback. They're going to play an Oxart. I think the freshman Oxart kid as the starting quarterback. They're going to jump Zodi, who's the junior. So they have Braden, Zodi, Oxart. The junior, the older Oxart is like a linebacker, running back from really good. Jace is, I think, his name. Mm-hmm. This is the younger one. I think they're going to start a freshman. He can play the game. I just don't think they can pull out the win against Red Lodge. Red Lodge is a pretty solid team right now. Yeah. So I'm going Red Lodge on that, but good luck to the freshman, his first start in the playoffs. So, Boulder, JHS alum, do you want to say anything towards that? No. No, that's what all I had to say to it. We'll see.
All right, going on. I think that's
We got the
see the schedule.
NAIA now. Yep.
Okay, NAIA, right up Bo's alley here. So first game here, Carroll versus Eastern Oregon. That's what we got.
At Eastern, Carroll loses. I think it's a hard place to travel. LeGrand, Oregon. Carroll's always, when they play in LeGrand, tend to lose. They haven't won on that field in a few years. So
Tech had a big win last week.
yeah, Tech crushed Southern Oregon.
Yeah.
Oh, was it Southern Oregon they beat?
Yeah, they flew to Southern
right,
Oregon
Eastern
too.
Flew?
They flew.
That might have been the first time they've ever flown.
Samson got people to pay for them to fly there. There and College of Idaho, so they don't have to bus to those
Our
two.
first year traveling to Southern Oregon, our bus breaks down half hour from arriving. We had 2 buses. One of the buses broke down.
So they just go drop those kids off. And
dropped the kids off. The other bus went back and grabbed them.
Like bus trips, like even in high school, the amount of buses that like wrecked.
We would leave at 10 o'clock at night and
Yeah.
drive all night long and get there at like 10 o'clock the next morning.
Most miserable sleep on a bus too.
Oh yeah, you don't sleep.
I sleep on the floor usually, like just in the alleyway. Like I look like I'm in like a zombie just laying there like in the alleyway. And I'm like, I'm not sleeping in any of these chairs. Tech versus Rocky.
Yeah, I'm doing 33-17 Rocky. No offense, Bo, but
No.
I mean Rocky's in the top 25. I realize there's a top 25 you can see for NAIA. I didn't
Oh,
even
yeah,
know
they
that.
see them.
I'm gonna start using that when I do my picks.
Hey,
now.
Frontier
Well-
Conference is like the Big Sky Conference and like the SEC. They beat up on each other,
They
and
do.
they're always ranked. There's a lot of teams that get
You
ranked.
get two or three teams in the conference ranked, every year. And Rocky's only loss this year is to Tech,
And that was at Rocky.
that was at Rocky. Rocky went for a 2-point conversion to tie it at the very end of the game. Didn't get the 2-point conversion. Hey, it's a big win for Tech. I wish they could have rolled with it throughout the season, but
coming off a win off of Southern Oregon, which
Yeah.
I bet they haven't beat Southern Oregon in a while too.
yeah. So we'll see. We'll see which Tech team shows up. Hopefully Samson has them ready
At home,
at home.
are you gonna go? No. Tech versus Rocky. Nathan Dick is the whole thing. If Tech can contain Nathan Dick, Rocky's quarterback, I think Tech has a real chance to win this game. Just because they're going to ground the ball. I know both D coordinators on each side. I'm favoring Tech at home though this week, so I'm going Tech against Rocky. And then the last one was who's Western play? You had them.
I did, oh yeah, right here. Actually, I put it on this one right here.
Western versus Northern. Oh, Western.
Yeah.
Northern did get their first Frontier Conference win in like 72 games. They won their very first Frontier Conference game. So it's been like 7 years since they've won a conference game. They beat Eastern Oregon.
7 years.
Yeah. And I'm still thinking Carroll gets beat by Eastern Oregon.
I think Carroll's going to go win.
Big?
I
don't
didn't
know.
say big. I think
Or win,
I'll
I just
go
don't-
to Eastern. I say they're going to win.
That'd be a hard one. I don't know. Montana State's on a bye.
Yeah, but EWU next week. Be on the lookout for that game.
Troy Anderson just got the Campbell Award finalist out of the final 13.
Congratulations, Troy.
I'll challenge
Bad
you to a
motherfucker.
wrestling match, Troy. You versus me. I did it with Choate, and he moved out of the state within 24 hours. So, Troy Anderson, I challenge you to a wrestling match.
So one thing we got to bring up here with Montana State beat Weber State. Weber State beat EWU, and if transitive properties.
Montana
if they're
State's number one
correct,
in the conference right now.
Montana State beats EWU next week.
Two different teams. Weber State runs the ball compared to what Montana State is. Weber State's defense is different. I mean, if you looked at the Weber State-Montana State game, Montana State had one first down. The only reason they won that game is because their defense did cause 2 turnovers where they were in scoring position and they kicked 2 field goals. That was it.
They had a lot of first downs.
I think, yeah, but you better watch what EWU does with the
State.
ball. EB3 can chuck the rock.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, it's
I'm
going to be a
ready
good
for
game.
next
Is it
weekend.
in Bozeman?
No, it's in Eastern Washington.
Eastern
as well.
Washington, then. Eastern Washington.
Well,
I'll predict that right now as
You might
a
change
lock.
your pick next
as a
week.
lock.
You might change it next
I'm
week.
locking
You
that
never
one
know.
right now. EWU lock.
He's just sour because the Grizz couldn't get it done in Eastern.
Exactly.
Well,
There's
do you want to
there's
go
some-
on my
there's
shit
some-
list on that one?
some deep emotions coming out right now. But speaking of University of Montana, that's our next game on here. Southern Utah at University of Montana. Didn't even look at Southern Utah's schedule or anything, but I'm going 28-14. Grizz on that.
So the line on that one,
Did they come out with the line yet?
plus Southern Utah's plus 27.5. I think I got to take that. I don't think the Grizz are going to beat them by 28 points.
Yeah.
I don't think so either.
So I'm gonna throw in a parlay on that one, taking the points with Southern.
FCS is now starting to come out with lines a little bit early.
Yeah.
Usually they used to be on Saturday
I
morning.
just checked that this morning. So
They usually
I might take
that's
that
the
one too
first
then,
time
Bo. That's
FCS
a
usually is
good
now
one.
starting to come out on Fridays. Another one to look at is William and Mary. They had a really good line against Villanova. So, I think Montana wins. How bad they beat them, I don't think that's Matt. We have an injured quarterback. Our running game has been in question at all times. We don't know. I mean, is Isaiah Childs playing? Who's playing? Our defense is awesome. They've been playing fantastic, but it's like, can you sustain that the whole time when your offense is only on the field for
right.
how long? You know,
Yeah, offense has to do something.
when you're going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, it doesn't matter how much depth you have. You can only do so much. So, I think they win, but I don't think they win by 28 points. So I think that's a good pick to take on that one too. So, and then, beer league hockey.
Like a beer league hockey.
Well, here we go. First game of the week in the intermediate. My brother's team, Adam, who's on the shit list, versus my cousin.
Wait, why
Jesse.
is Adam on the shit list? We gotta bring this.
My brother is a cherry-picking fool who is sitting in the intermediate league when he should be in the advanced league. And I don't care, we haven't played hockey very well. He is an athlete. He understands the game, knows where the ball's supposed to, or where the puck's supposed to be.
That's not a shit list. You're giving him compliments right now.
Well, yeah.
His ego is just going through the roof at
That would be like
now.
me putting myself into a JV wrestling tournament. Do you expect me to win? If I didn't win the JV wrestling tournament from dropping from varsity,
That sounds like you're like opposite of the shit list.
Adam's trash. I think he, what do you call it, like a pool shark? Someone who acts like they're crappy and then they play really good? Yeah, that's what he is. He's a really good hockey player in a league that's not challenging them. I think he should be up higher and challenge them with a faster play of game.
So
He was that movie that came out about, you know, the guy that registered for the Special Olympics.
The Ringer?
The Ringer,
The
yeah.
Ringer, yeah.
Johnny
Johnny
Knoxville.
Knoxville. Yeah, one of my favorite movies. Where the fuck did we get ice cream? One of my favorite movies on that one. But beer league hockey, so Adam plays at 4:30. I play the game right after him at 5:45.
That's coming up on
What
Sunday.
time's your game?
I haven't even checked. I think it's 5 or something like that.
You didn't have the 11:40 game last week, did you?
No, we had the
10:30?
One right before that, 9:40.
Or 9:40, yeah.
But I know it's a little earlier. No, it's like 8:45 this week because Halloween. Nobody's gonna show up to it. So
I think you show up a lot more than you think. Like, I have a kid. I think I'm going to go to the Boulder trunk or treat on Saturday at 3 o'clock and be done with it.
Yeah.
Because I got the hockey game. It's Sunday night.
We'll probably come back and hit the Clancy one too.
Are you going to hit the Clancy? What time is the Clancy one?
It's 4 to 6, I think, or something like that.
So that's your guys' Halloween plans? You guys are
Pretty much.
Trying to get trick-or-treating in while getting prepared for Hockey League. Get my mind right for my game.
Yeah, you need to too in this league.
Yeah, because Adam's going to come
advanced,
watch me
honestly.
because I've been talking smack, but I've been playing out of my mind, so bring it. I'm ready. I rolled last week. I played really good last week.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna post up a picture. I got a picture of you in the locker room.
Did you send it on Snapchat or something?
No, I'm gonna post it up on this
Oh,
video when we play this
perfect.
video here. So
Did I look good?
you look like just a ball of sweat.
Oh,
coming
I
in,
mean, if
grimy,
you guys want to
just
work out,
nasty.
come play in men's league hockey. I mean, you do 3-minute, 2-minute shifts. I mean, you're having like a heart attack on the bench. Every time I get off on the bench, I feel like my heart's going to beat out of my chest. It's an ultimate workout.
Yeah, you just busted in the locker room like, whoa, Evo, what's up?
We won. We beat the number 1 team 8-5. We looked really good.
Yeah, that's
We
a
looked
lot
really
of
good.
scoring too. Holy shit.
What are you
Start
dressing up
betting
for
on your
Halloween?
games, but the what?
What are you dressing up for Halloween?
I don't know. I was thinking of something like doing like something with a beard. I did Gandalf one year, so I might try to do that again, or like Darth Vader. I might try to roll that.
What are the boys rolling?
I got a ninja and a Batman.
Are you dressing up? No. Last year we did the 101 Dalmatians, so we were all like Dalmatian dogs. I tried to convince Maeve to be Juliet from Luca, and I'd be like the dad and stuff, but she didn't want to. She's dressing up as Sky from Paw Patrol. My wife is Everest. I think I'm gonna be like this. There's this hunting guy on Instagram named like Jordan something. He has really.
You look like a Captain Turbot.
Who's that?
You don't watch Paw Patrol?
Oh, I do. Oh, I do a little bit, but not very much. When that stuff's on, I'm like doing something complete. I can't watch it. I'll melt my brain. Like, what is this? But I don't have a costume yet. My family's kind of ditched me off to the
Captain
side.
Turbot's a fishing guy. He has like a boat.
A seal.
Yeah.
Does he have a seal?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, I know who he is.
We're posting
okay.
them up. We'll post
Okay,
Put
them
your
okay.
fishing stuff on.
Okay, I'll put my fishing gear on.
Well, last but not least, No Shave November. Are you guys doing No Shave November at all?
From face down.
Here's how I see No Shave November. I'm gonna keep the stubble like this. I'm gonna shave, but I'm just gonna keep this. But I feel like if I go like completely clean, then it's just disrespecting testicular cancer. You know, like people with testicular cancer. So that's my thoughts on
The
it.
first person to ever show me to shave my pubes or even introduce me into it was James, your brother. I'm in the
Probably
locker.
got it from American Pie or
Yeah,
American Wedding.
he had like something shaved above him. I'm like, dude, oh damn, is it like cool to shave your pubes now? Like that's what I always kept thinking. I'm like, damn, I better do that. So that's why I shaved my pubes for the very first time was because of your brother.
It helps growth out.
Meat
honestly. It
gazer.
looks
I
way
mean, I
bigger.
can't help. Yeah, you look like a 12-year-old boy.
Bo, no shave November.
No, I'm gonna keep it smooth.
Well, it looks
Last,
good,
last
man.
time I grew out my beard, I think it was COVID. Everyone started growing out beards in COVID, and then I just shaved it off and had a mustache.
Now, do you use
My wife wanted to
do you
divorce
use
me.
a razor or do you
No,
use like
electric.
a electric?
Yeah.
I have
Had
an
a great
electric, but it doesn't
mustache.
get me all the way down. So I like the 5 o'clock shadow. I carry the 5, but after that, like I'm scrambling. This doesn't even connect. It's disgusting.
Mine's bright orange.
Yeah. Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
Well, maybe for St. Patrick's Day. Yeah.
I mean, that's mustache March. Just
Yeah.
do a beard then. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Awesome.
All right, are we good?
think
Fellas,
that was
anything
it.
else you want to bring up?
Good. I think we nailed it.
All right, sweet.
Perfect. Good picks.